Justin Haywald, you're here, which means some goddamn stuff happens somewhere in the video games industry.
Not a lot is happening.
No?
It's a slow news week as we come into E3. I mean, there's not a lot of big news that's going to be coming up because everyone has all of these stories that they're keeping bottled up because if they get out, then those people are going to get fired.
Last week, Microsoft did a real bad job of that, and they just decided to talk a whole bunch of mess about Halo.
I think it's what Halo thought.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you do get those leaks that come out, and then everybody just talks about all of this, and you're like, well, we were going to save this, but we might as well just come out with it now.
Right.
Or I don't think everything is always confirmed. Sometimes story details or something interesting leaks out. There was a Far Cry 4 story details came out just recently. The page was leaked out. So you can read about what the story is going to be, but that's not official yet, even though it was on the Uplay page.
Yeah.
So,
but outside of that,
we did hear some interesting stuff this weekend where Google is YouTube is in talks to buy Twitch. Twitch is the popular game streaming service that we use here. That's
we're
where
on
we
it
watch
right
games.
now. Hi, Twitch. What's going on?
This is where you go for games to watch stuff about games. And it's not Google that's buying them. I mean, Google owns YouTube, but YouTube is the one buying them. And that's interesting in both positive and negative ways. I mean, and it's good that they are still a startup. They are not a huge company that just has lots of money to throw at something like their Twitch program. I mean, there are problems with Twitch. It's not the perfect program. There are things that could be done to make it better.
Yeah.
It's not a great experience in every way.
So you're saying that there could be a benefit to it because it's a big company and they can add, infrastructure-wise or like content-wise might be able to improve what's already there.
Yeah, I mean, they can expand and offer features that the community has been demanding that we would like to see in a system like this.
Flip side.
On the flip side, it's YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube does a lot of interesting things. I go to YouTube for all of my game trailers and that kind of stuff when I'm not looking at them on GameSpot, of course.
Yeah. Nice work.
Saved it.
But YouTube has gotten into a little bit of trouble with the community for copyright infringement and being really, really quick to just bring the hammer down on people that are going against what some of their media partners are doing.
So we had all that Nintendo stuff that happened a couple of months ago when that was all getting pulled. They also do a lot more stuff like region locking of content.
Or just like cutting out the audio on a video if it goes against some copyright or a possible copyright. It doesn't even have to necessarily infringe on a copyright. If someone just reports it, they can just cut out the audio and you just have a kind of useless video.
And Twitch isn't like the Wild West, but there's definitely streams you watch on it where people are like just having fun, just playing their own music, just showing content that mightn't necessarily be theirs. And then also I feel like with the sort of the continuing conversation about who owns gameplay footage with the Let's Play stuff and all these YouTubers getting, their job essentially is based on showing off gameplay. Yeah. If Twitch are then involved in that conversation again, then it's like if YouTube fold on some of that or Google do, then everything folds on it.
We really hope that YouTube has learned their lesson from introducing that Real ID stuff that they did. That when Google came in and they said, well, this is going to be linked to your Google Plus account. You're going to use this real name. You're going to have to sign into Google Plus. And everybody hated it. I mean, that's a terrible system that didn't work right. And it's still kind of wonky. And I'm sure that if they bought out Twitch, if this merger does go through,
that it would
be
integrated. All still speculation at this stage.
Well. It isn't. They're in talks.
Yeah.
But it's not. It is definitely not set in stone. It's not necessarily going to happen. A lot of things could step in the way in the meantime. But I don't think that they would come in and just immediately integrate that same real name ID system. That would just be complete stupidity, and it would make a lot of people really unhappy.
It would, especially for streamers. I feel like the anonymity thing is an important part of that. For some, anyway.
And Twitch is such a community-driven thing. It's so much about the people being invested in the people who are there in the games that are being played and the chat community that they're in that, you got to be really careful to not destabilize any of the pillars of that community, to not shake that up, because then what if you bought and then just totally soured? So I'm sure that's on their radar. Is like we gotta treat this with white gloves.
And the other scary thing is just that YouTube is such a behemoth of a creature. And I basically see all of my video on either YouTube or Twitch. Yeah. And if YouTube buys Twitch, then basically I'm seeing all of that owned by Google now. Yeah. I'm not going to other places to watch video. And then, so if they do something stupid like introducing that Real ID system, that's going to affect everything that I watch. There's not really an alternative that I can go to
All
anymore.
the eggs are in one basket.
It's going to violate all the antitrust laws you've set up in your living room to make sure that not one source has a dominant view of, or channel to your mind share.
Well, I mean, it's at least 2/3 because they don't control my porn, at least. That's still...
Thanks.
Not yet. Brazzers.com is next on YouTube's list of acquisitions. We got porn. No, sorry.
And then Google just knows everything that I do.
Sorry, the hand motion was not meant to be that. Hang on. Brazzers.
Yep, that's better. Yep. Oh, you're getting better with each one. What else you got? Let's see
You can't
it.
make a hand motion without it being something filthy.
Just sit on your hands. No, that's still something. Oh, God. Oh,
God. Justin Haywald, thank you very much for coming on.